Welcome to Baz Travels.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
Leaving the base of Washington Monument, the walk east along the National Mall feels like stepping onto a grand stage. The gravel crunches underfoot as the city's skyline opens up, revealing the red sandstone of the Smithsonian Castle and the various temples of knowledge that line the grass. But ahead of you, standing as a massive mid-century sentinel, is the National Museum of American History. This building doesn't rely on marble columns or classical domes. Its strength is in its scale and the staggering weight of the stories it holds. As you approach the museum's north entrance, you're looking at what is often called the nation's attic. This is a 300,000 square foot treasure chest, designed to be the definitive repository of the American experience. While the exterior might seem utilitarian compared to the ornate museums nearby, it was built with a specific purpose: to provide a massive flexible space for the physical evidence of our shared identity. Even without stepping inside, the building's presence suggests the vastness of the American narrative, a story that is too large, too messy, and too diverse to be contained by a traditional temple. This is the home of the Star-Spangled Banner, the actual flag that flew over Fort McHenry in 1814 and inspired the national anthem. Just behind these limestone walls, that fragile wool and cotton fabric is preserved in a state-of-the-art chamber, serving as the literal fabric of the nation. It is also a place where the personal meets the political. The museum houses the inaugural gowns of the First Ladies, Abraham Lincoln's top hat, and the humble wooden table where Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. It reminds us that history isn't just made of big ideas, it's made of objects you can touch. The museum's collection also celebrates the innovations and popular culture that define the American spirit. It's where Thomas Edison's light bulbs live alongside Dorothy's ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. It's where you'll find the Greensboro lunch counter, a pivotal site of the Civil War movement, and the massive steam locomotives that once conquered the continent. By bringing high politics and everyday life together under one roof, the museum argues that a lunch counter is just as significant as the American story as a president's desk. As you walk along the perimeter, you can see how the museum has evolved. It's not a static monument, it's a living institution that is constantly adding new chapters. From the history of American business and technology to the evolution of our musical traditions, the museum attempts to answer the question, what does it mean to be an American? It doesn't provide a single answer because the answer is always changing. Standing outside, looking up at a massive facade, you realize that this building is a testament to the fact that our history is being written. Every object inside was once new, once controversial, or once a simple part of someone's daily life. The National Museum of American History reminds us that we're all participants in this ongoing experiment. It is a place that celebrates our triumphs, confronts our failures, and meticulously preserves the evidence of our journey. It is the heart of our collective memory, standing firm on the mall as a reminder that everyday objects has a story, and every story is a part of the American whole.
You say laughter and I say laughter. You say laughter and I say laughter. Laughter.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.